stream to get started. Should go on YouTube soon. Maybe I'm on the wrong live stream. Okay. Let's see, so that is... I went to the wrong stream. Okay. Cool. Just some technical difficulties right now. Oh, I'm on Periscope. Cool. All right, that's. I'm live on YouTube as well, and there is some difficulties here, but looks like I have quite a few viewers on Periscope, which is good to see. Yeah, I have a lot of viewers. Cool. Looks like Miles retweeted me. Nice. All right, so I'm just gonna make sure my sound is working. Great. Okay, sound is working on Periscope. I am all ready to do this. Okay, so today I'm going to be making a map of the 5th Congressional District of Massachusetts, the 2007 special election. It was a very interesting one. It's usually a pretty Democratic district, but this time around it was not. So it's actually quite close. Nikki Tsongas, who is the widow of Paul Tsongas, I believe, only won it by about 6%, and it was a lot closer than expected. So, but before that, I'm going to make a map of the primary here between Tsongas, Donahue, Elridge, Feingold, and Selly. It's actually quite an interesting primary. I think there's going to be some interesting things showing up in the map, considering all 5 of these candidates all of the Democrats are either elected officials or Nikki Tsongas, who will probably do well across the district. But I'm expecting strong regional trends for each of the candidates, so I think a map will be very interesting for the primary to start off with. So when I make a map, the first thing I usually do for Massachusetts, go on the website and find the election here. Give me 1 second. So, let me see. So, this would be U.S. House. All districts, this would be 5th Congressional, and we'll say all elections for now. Okay. Cool. I'm going to start with the Democratic primary. And Massachusetts does a pretty good job with their elections. Just right here, all the results in number form, you can percent, and then looking at percents immediately, I can see some like 71%, 16. This is going to be interesting. So download precinct results, gives me a nice CSV file. Then I go into my spreadsheet and upload it here. So usually I actually use a very large spreadsheet. There's probably at least 100 individual sheets in there, but I've created a new one for this because the other one is very unorganized. So this is the results it'll give me, and it looks all good. So there's a couple things I'm going to want to do here. First of all, I will just hide all of these columns because they're not very useful to me. And let me see if I can. Live Studio. This is what I want. Okay, cool. Make sure this didn't just do it. I think it did. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Who is this? Isborn. I can't say your name. Thank you. I did mute myself by accident. Okay. Hopefully you can hear me now. Yes. Thank you for pointing that out. Somebody came into my room, so I muted on 2 different ways and only unmuted on one. But anyways. Hopefully you didn't miss that much. I went here, properties, I looked at my colors in Sync's colors, and I'm looking at how many candidates I'm going to need to color. So, and I was just looking at this guy, Jim Iselli. He actually, I don't think he's from the district. He's from Wilmington, which is outside the district here. So I was just doing a little bit on that. You didn't miss much though, hopefully. So I'm going to need 5 colors for this. And I'm going to... So I want to decide on my 5 colors, and then I can look into calculating them. That is not what I wanted to do. I wanted to go here, go load up the 7 color scale. There we go. So I'm going to use green, blue, yellow, purple, or pink. I guess that means I'm going to have to use orange, which I'm okay with. So, okay. So there's a couple ways I turn the colors into equations here. I'm going to go back here and just sort this. Sort U, and then sort U, I think. Okay. Wait, no, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to sort it the other way. This way, and then this way. Okay, now it's back to normal. So, am I really quiet? Okay, I might be a little bit quiet. I can actually fix that, but can I fix that? Hopefully I can. Hopefully I'm not too quiet. I don't know if that's just the way that I had to send, the way I had to change some stuff up for the to if I want to play music later on. Anyways, I'm going to, first of all, I'll write, let's call this winner PCT. So the way I write this is I say ifs, Nikki Songus here is the maximum, equals the maximum of all of these numbers, then I will take her value, and then I guess since she's 1, I'll make her blue, so then I will add 1 to that. And it won't let me do it yet because I need to see. Yeah, I need to add 2 to it actually. So if Nikki Songus wins, then it will be her number plus 2. As what will show up. So there's no match obviously because Eldridge here won the precinct. So in that case, I will copy this and add another part of the formula for Donahue. If Donahue was the maximum votes or maximum percent, then it will be P3, and then I think so. I think the logical thing is that because he came second, he would get green. But I also know that Jamie Eldridge is, I believe, like an Our Revolution affiliated state senator now. So I kind of want to give him green because I generally associate green with progressive colors. But I think Eileen Donahue, never mind. I think Donahue should get it because Eileen Donahue got second place. So I will just say, if Donahue wins it, it'll be their percent +1. So then still doesn't work, obviously, because Eldridge won it. So then I will copy it again. This time it will be Q3 for Eldridge. And if Eldridge wins, then it will be his percent plus whatever I want. So I have some options here. I know I want to use yellow, a red, and either a purple or a pink. I like, there's options there, definitely. Yellow seems like a good option. Green, blue, and yellow. Yeah, I think I want my Selly to be orange, probably. So I guess I'll give him, it's either yellow or a purple or a pink for him. Not really sure which one to pick. Let me check my chats, see what's going on. Okay. Nothing much there. And Twitch, I have someone on. Interesting. Alright. Cool. So, let's see. What do I want to give him? What should Eldridge get? Our third place candidates. I think yellow would be the best for him. I think yellow would be best. Yeah, so let's give him, you can always alter the colors later if necessary. Cool. Got a new follower, cool. Name I can't pronounce. I'd love to shout out my followers on the live stream, but it's probably watching right now. Gail Malo Lehermine, thanks for following on Twitter. Okay, so Eldridge gets a color now, and it has his vote percent, and in front of it his color value. So he'll be yellow, and that'll be 57% on the yellow scale. Now, even though there's a number, it's not finished yet. I have to add stuff for fine gold and my Selly. So for fine gold, same thing I've done previously. It'll just be R is maximum, then R plus, let's see, what do we want to give him? I think I want my Selly to be orange. So, I don't want Eldridge and my Selly to be bordering. If Eldridge is yellow and my Selly is orange, I don't want orange and yellow to really be bordering on my map. So I want to see, I don't know exactly where they did best, but I want to see Acton, so we have Acton here. That is where Eldridge is from. Fine Gold is from Andover, which is considerably closer to Wilmington and Tewksbury. So I think Eldridge and my Selly shouldn't have anything bordering. So I'm good to give Fine Gold purple and my Selly yellow. No, not yellow, orange. So let me just get the values now for one more time. Probably didn't need to load this the number of times I did, but yellow here is 3, my Selly will be 4, and I think purple would look better than pink, so it's going to be 5. Actually, pink might be better. If I'm not going to have a red, pink might be better. Because yeah, purple would look like blue. Purple or pink? I go with purple. So Fine Gold will get his value +5 if he wins a precinct. And finally my Selly will get do the same thing there. S3 is the maximum. It will be S3 plus his value, which I think is 4, but I'm just going to double check here for orange. He will be orange, which is 4, yes. So it will be his percent +4. And now I can copy this. Oh, there you go. Okay. I can copy this formula, go all the way down, and now I have numbers for everything. So now I can move on to the next stage, which is going to be getting these results and joining them up with the shapefile, which I have right here. And the way I'm going to do that, I think I can just copy this in. And then I will try to, this is not the way to do it. Okay, this will be the shapefile. Hopefully it doesn't cause problems. Okay. What's this? Okay, there we go. So I'll rename this the shapefile. So I think I actually might have a better way of doing this. I think I already joined them up one time. Imports. Yes, so that's actually exactly what I wanted to see. Cool. Okay, so this actually has the GeoIDs from the shapefiles from a previous map. A long time ago, I made a map, two maps, or 4 maps actually, of Deval Patrick's various elections, and I used this same shapefile for that, and I had to match up the precincts, so I can actually get rid of this shapefile entirely, I think. And now I will copy this in, but I'm not going to copy this because this is the shapefile for the entire state, and these are just results for one district. Cool, I think I got another follower, Ryan from Illinois. Anyways, I want to actually do one thing before I continue. Just get all of my various streams loaded. I'm actually streaming, I'm streaming on YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, and DLive. Okay, so this is the part where I have something up my sleeve for how I do this. I have this little application called Merge Sheets, which I actually pay something like $1 a month for, or something extremely cheap like that. It used to be free, but it's just so useful that when they switched to being paid, it's just too good to turn down. To pay $1 for this being so easy. I know there's other ways of merging election results onto a shapefile, but this is just a lot easier than having to look up things in other sheets and stuff. So I like to use this application, or this add-on, to merge these together. All right, so my main sheets. Let's see. So main lookup. So this is my main. I go next. Then I look up in here. I want it to be the entire. Yeah, there we go. For this, yeah, that's everything. Okay. So yeah, the thing I like about this as well is because Massachusetts, they give election results in their file in 3 separate columns. Now I know I could probably merge them together somehow, but merge sheets is the only thing I've seen that actually allows me to do lookups in 3 different columns this easily. So I look up and then I tell it to replace the winner in my shapefile with the one from the Democratic primary sheets, and that should mean that everything here has a number. Yeah, there we go. So you'll see Acton, which is part of the district, has it, but Abington, for example, does not. And it goes all the way down here. Cool. Very, very cool. I actually did miss one thing first, and that was to check, is there any of these numbers that are not working? No, there's not. Hopefully there's no ties. I could... Yeah, so the problem with that formula that I just wrote was that if there's ties, it won't always find that out. So the way I usually do is very inefficient to figure out if there's any ties, but I'm gonna do it just because. What I do is I manually check. So I say, do U equal U? Does songs votes equals, no, that's not what it's supposed to look like. Does Songus' votes equals Eldridge votes. The Songus votes equals Feingold votes. The Songus votes equal Myceli votes. And then I do this until everyone is checked. So Donahue and Eldridge and Feingold, and Feingold and Myceli. Then Eldridge and Feingold, Eldridge and Myceli, and finally Feingold and Myceli. Then I take this, and then I go all the way down and paste it. So if there are no ties, then everything should say false. So then I have to go one by one. That's not what I wanted. I want to go select the whole sheet, filter it, and this also takes quite a long time. But like here, for example, there's no tie because Songus and Donahue had the same number of votes, but did not have same number of, or weren't winning. They tied for seconds. This is all false, so I can. I should be able to just. Yeah, so this is all false. So I can delete this. This is all false, so I can delete this. This is all false, so I can delete this one as well. And yeah, I just keep going. This one, there's a true here, and it's just two people tying for second, so this isn't a worry. There are trues here as well, but these are all, should be all ties for second. Yes, okay. So these can go back. So what will end up happening, if there is any ties, is that, and it looks like there might be some ties actually. No, there's not. That's not it. If there's any ties, it'll basically just take the first one, the first candidate, the one most to the left in the sheet, and use that color plus the vote percent. So I have to make sure that doesn't happen. This is, what is this? Yeah, these guys just tied for third, it looks like. No. These guys are lots of ties. Who is this? Eldridge, and yeah, these guys all tied for last, it looks like. And finally, Feingold and Myceli. These were both ties for last. Yes, okay. So that's good. There are no ties in this, which means all of these numbers are accurate. Nobody's going to be winning something they weren't supposed to. So now I can download this. So when I download files, I'm on a Mac, which means things are different. I have options for what I can download it as, but I've downloaded it as all of these. I've tried all of these, but the only thing that will properly import into QGIS is actually .ods for me. So CSVs, TSVs, they don't work. And the reason for that is why is it a zip? That's weird. Usually it doesn't say that. Okay, anyways. Usually, what was I going to say? Yeah, so CSVs and TSVs, when I import them, it doesn't import, the values show as strings and not numbers, and so then the QGIS can't recognize them. So I'm going to use this file. Hopefully this is, yes, this is the entire state, so this should work just fine. We will, actually I'm going to check this because I want to make sure this is right. So, oh great. Oh boy. Okay, so this shapefile, I just realized the ODS doesn't work here. So sometimes even with the ODS, it'll just show as a string for me, which usually means for me that I'm gonna want to isolate this somehow. Usually I want to take this, maybe move it into number, and sometimes there's other text somewhere hiding in this rest of the sheet that that makes it not read correctly. So I'm gonna make sure that both of you are gone, and sometimes like maybe the A's in the wards mess it up. I don't know. So I'm gonna download this again, and this time there should not be anything that is corrupting it and making it make QGIS think it's all strings and not numbers. So let's try this again. And open attribute table. And it still says it's a string. Huh. Okay. So if that happens, then I usually will just take this. I'll make sure everything's in number form. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Actually, that wasn't a good idea. There we go. Okay. So if that happens, then I will just remove the top row and hope for the best there. Maybe I can just, yeah, I'll download this as an ODS now. It's also weird because my Mac is treating it differently now. It used to have ODS as a separate icon, and now it has the same icon as a .zip. Maybe that's why it's not working. Okay, now it works. So this is what the shapefile looks like. Here it is. Now it says it's a real, which is I'm not too familiar with coding or coding terms or whatever, but that means it will work in the map. So now I go to my shapefile here. I go into my joins, match the two IDs together. That's not what I wanted to match. I want to find it first. Not making 1912. Jeez, this is a lot. MA05. This is what I wanted. So field 1. That should be my GeoID 10. And we'll just name this primary. Okay, hopefully that matched correctly. And let's see, primary field 2. And yes, so I can sort here. All the 7th district looks like it has precinct numbers. So now I got a properties, symbology, and this is the big moment. I can load my color style, go here, select my colors. I like to use a nice gray background. And I'll make sure that my stroke color is as thin as it can be, and now I select my primary result, and hopefully I'll get the map now. Yes, I do. Okay, so looking at this, I think it's pretty accurate here. I might want to double check some of these Lowell and Lawrence precincts that I can see are standing out, obviously. I'll double check them in the results first, but this is what it's going to look somewhat like, which makes sense. As you can see, strong regional differences, which is what I was going for in this. And yeah, it looks good. It looks like it would be a good map. So I want to make sure that these precincts here, these blue ones, are not an error on my part, because they look like they could be, and there's green ones here. So maybe these 3 blue ones are supposed to be switched out for these 3 green ones. I don't know. So I'm going to check it here. I have done this enough where I actually know the geography, even looking just at the map. And it actually is right, surprisingly. There are these 2 blue ones are Songus precincts. They look quite out of place, but it's what the results say. Lawrence as well, they should have, yeah, fine gold 2 fine golds, 4 Donahues. So yeah, 4 green precincts, 2 purple precincts. That looks very out of place, but if it's right, I will I'll do the right results. Let's see. I also like looking at the sources, because sometimes I know the state gets it wrong. In their primary, the presidential primary, they did get it wrong as well. They had a few precincts where Tom Steyer or John Delaney was winning, so I'll just double check this here. Do they have precinct results? Doesn't even look like they have precinct results, huh? Interesting. Okay, so I will... Oh boy, did I mess up? Okay. PDFs do not load very well on my computer. I want to make sure these numbers are correct. So Lawrence here, 1425 for Saugus. Lawrence has... Where is Lawrence? Lawrence has 4. Okay, so the numbers are right. There's nothing wrong. Even though this doesn't look right on the map, it actually is completely fine. Cool. So now I'm gonna add some borders on top of this. So I have town borders here. I want to drag this on top of my shapefile above it, so it'll show up above it. This is what it'll look like with town lines. I'm almost tempted to make like create a district shapefile and then just have it like as a thick white boundary outside of it, because eventually what I want to do is add in either this street map or Google Maps. I think I'm going to go street map for this. I like that more. I think a nice district border would be the best for this this map. I actually haven't done that before. I usually don't create shapefiles like how I want to do it. Yeah. Okay, so how do I want to do this? I guess, I'll do it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to duplicate this precinct map, and then I will, so now I have 2 copies of the map. I will take this map and I will just go, how do I want to, Oh, I know what I want to do. So I will go here. I'm actually going to toggle editing on this specific one. I will, how can I do this? Ooh, actually this works. So I can select all of the precincts, every single one of them, and that will let me merge them all on the second shapefile, and it will let me merge them all into a district shapefile. If you want to know where I learned a lot of this stuff, Aaron Moriak, I think is his name. He does a lot of good QGIS stuff, and he live streams it as well. Alright, so most of this is selected now, and then what I'll do is merge selected features. And okay. Okay. Now I can turn off the towns, and as you can see, I have a whole just district shapefile. And that is all I wanted to see, so now I can go to properties. For this one, I will go to an outline, because I want just a white outline. Go to simple fill, change the stroke color to white. Some of this is off the screen, because I have 2 monitors, so sometimes QGIS stuff, I'm recording my right monitor, sometimes it'll go on the left monitor. Let's just put it up to, maybe we'll do a 0.5. And then we will take that, and then it won't show up yet because it's white on a white background. No, not this. This and then this. Okay, so then I want to make this a little thicker, because I can't see it. So we'll go maybe 1. Start off with 1. Okay, so I'm gonna need to. I think I know what's up. So just the right one. This is what I want to change. Okay. Let's maybe try a 2 stroke width. Yeah, now it's a little bit more visible, the district outline. I want to make sure I can see the whole district. There you go. Cool, cool. Well, that looks like the map is complete. I might want to add town labels. I might just want to add a very selective few town labels for like the major cities, which could be interesting. I think that would be an interesting idea. It's always decisions when making maps. It's always decisions about how thick you want borders to be, what exactly the colors you want to be, what you want to label. So, you know, just for demonstration purposes, I guess I will add some labels on. So I think I'm gonna add town labels. I know here, like this is Lowell, major city in the district. This is Lawrence, a major city in the district. I want to make sure they're labeled, and maybe some of these other major cities. But I don't think these one precinct towns need to be labeled. So what I'll do for this is I'll look through my shapefile, or no, not my shapefile. Go here. Okay. Back to the results. I'll see which towns cast the most votes. So maybe we'll label everything with more than 1,000 votes. So starting with Sudbury, we'll go up to Lowell. So the way I'm going to do that is make a copy of my towns thing. I'll just rename this back to towns. I don't know why they are. It says towns marquee, probably from an old map. So I'll duplicate this layer. And how I make town labels, I go into my spreadsheet here. And now I'm going to be deleting most of the shapefile. Basically everything that's not, I'll turn on editing here. I'm going to be deleting basically everything that's not the towns that I want to label. And then I can go into the labeling settings and turn these towns into labels. Okay. So I'm going to do Lowell, Andover. So I'm going to copy. I'm going to see what I can do here. So I'll paste these in. Nope. Okay, I'm going to download the municipality results just to make this a little bit easier for me. Import the municipality results. Just want to get a list of what municipalities I'm going to keep. So I go here, here, sort by votes cast. Okay, so now I can delete everything else. So I want to make sure that was my stream going. Cool, cool, okay. Okay, so totals, we can get rid of this. I'm actually just going to get rid of everything that's not the town list. So, actually I want to go here, and I'll sort alphabetically. That was the goal of all this, get an alphabetical list of the towns. And now I can, maybe, you can go in, and then you can go there, you can go there. Okay, there we go. So now I want to have all these towns on the left be the only ones left in the shapefile. So Abington's gone. We want Acton. We'll go Acton to Andover. Everything between them is gone. Andover to Billerica. I don't know how to pronounce some of these Massachusetts town names. They're very strange in Massachusetts, the town names. So Acton, Andover, Billerica, then everything between them and Chelmsford. These can all be deleted. Chelmsford to Concord, everything between that can be deleted. Concord to Dracut, which is a little bit down. Here. can be deleted. So track it Dudley to track it to Haver. Okay, so everything up to where Haverhill is. E, F, G, H. Haverhill. Okay, everything between that can be deleted. Holly. Haverhill. Okay, Holly to everything before Lawrence. And then Lawrence to Lowell. Lowell to Medwin. And where there it is, okay. Medwin to Sudbury. And I'm almost done. Sudbury to Tewksbury. And finally, you to Westford. Westford. Where's that? Westford. Then there, and then everything after Westford can be gone as well. Cool. So now just looking at that, these are all the towns that would be labeled. So we're going to turn this first of all into, we'll take this and we'll turn the stroke color to just something negligible. And then we go help labels, labeling. And I say show labels for this layer. That will show the labels for all the major cities. I wasn't expecting it to be quite so compact with where all the labels were. They actually look pretty good where they are. Usually I'd have to change them around a little bit. Label town. Normal. Style. Nothing here. Okay. Formatting, buffer, draw text buffer, background shadow, placement. Okay. Cool. Okay, yeah. So this list looks really good. I'm happy with this. Cool. I think that's all I want to have for now. Keep the label window open because I know I'm going to have to adjust it when I go into my print layout, which is the final part of making a map, or at least the way I do it. Okay, so I'll go. Okay. Project, new print layout. We'll call this 2007 MA05. And this is what I get. So I have a template that I usually use. Insets? No. Comparison? No. Comparison's not what I want. We'll use my primary. This actually should be pretty much what I want. So, first thing I need to do is I go to Layouts, Layout Properties, and Resize. That just crops it down. That's strange. Oh, because you need to be... There you go. So that just crops it down to what's actually in the map. I've resized it pretty much. The QGIS default canvas is a little bit taller than what Twitter likes, so I basically just resized it to be pretty much the Twitter image resolution for what will show up with that before you expand the tweet. So it'll be most of the map. Okay, So first thing, let's see. So it's zoomed for a normal Massachusetts map. So let's set it to canvas extent. And that does pretty well. I'm gonna take my scale and just maybe go like one mile for now. We'll adjust this later. And looking at the district's shape, I'll probably take my Twitter thing and move it here. So next, obviously I don't want the label of the map being covered up, so I'll fiddle around with it, try to get it to where it looks best. Let's see how far I can zoom in at, maybe 200,000? Almost. Okay, not quite. So I'll maybe have to go like 210,000. Yeah, so something like that. So basically just making the map as far zoomed in as possible. I don't know how I feel, because the town shapefile, in addition to marking the towns in the district, marks it out of the district. I don't think it looks too bad though. Actually, if I'm just looking in the district, and there's no town splits. Yeah, I may as well just, no, that would be a lot of work for not a lot of yields. Okay, so now I'll adjust my scale again. I'll say maybe we can do 5 miles. Yeah, that works. 5 miles. I'll get my Twitter. Now, this is where the labeling comes in. I liked the way I did my primary labeling. I thought it looked pretty good. I can remove the tie and the no data because there were no ties and everything had data. I'll move this down to see map shows margin. Okay, well this is not showing margin of victory. Let's see. Okay. So 2020. So this is going to be relabeled. What is this? So this is the 2007 Democratic primary in MA05. I can probably just say that. So 2007 Democratic congressional primary in MA05. Then I will. No, it shouldn't be. You don't need to do that yet. So go that, and then there we go. I have some more space this time. That's also an interesting thing about making maps, is that you have more space, but depending on the district. And I think it's a cool challenge to kind of navigate the legend and the description around how the map looks. All right. So I will need another one of these, so I'll just copy it from more. Oh boy. Is this for everything? Yeah, everything does that. That's okay. The bars aren't perfectly lined up. I'll have to. Let's fix that. Okay. How do I? Okay. Huh? Yeah, that looks good enough. So now how do I zoom back? Go. So I want to sort this from high to low. So we will start with the names. Let's start with names. So I might want to do the full names because, yeah, so I'm going to want to do the full names. That's okay though, because I can just drag this out. And do I have to, could I drag this over more? I could. So let's drag this over a little bit. That's right on the edge. A little bit back. There we go. And now I can drag this over. Just like that. And, you know what, I'm going to go just move this to the center. I like it like that. So we'll start the names. Okay. So we say. Actually, I'll use the Wikipedia names because they're more accurate. So how do I divide this? There we go. And actually, I can get the no, I can't get the percents from here. Nikki Songus. Eileen Donahue. Okay, so it's been about an hour. I'm going to, as soon as this is probably going to take 10-15 more minutes. As soon as I finish this, I will end the stream, and then maybe in a few days I will stream making the general election map. You can also you might be able to tell my voice is getting a little bit sore. I haven't talked this much in a while. Jim Mycelli. Cool. So now I have to switch up the colors. So Songus is, oh boy, this is going to be all my screenshots, isn't it? Okay. All right. So I'm just going to make things, I'm going to try to make this as easy as possible. You are going to be right there. Okay. It'll be purple. You know, Barry is purple. Myceli's orange. Eldridge is yellow and Songus is blue. So the problem, I probably could solve this very, very easily, but I don't, actually, I'll do it the easy way. QGIS is not good for importing images in my experience. If I want to find something specific, I'll have to search through my entire Mac, which takes a while. So I'll just go and screenshot here. So for these colors in my maps, it's not going to let me do it. I just screenshot in the little color preview, and I import it as an image into this. Anyways, so go back to that, properties. So I need a blue screenshot and a yellow screenshot. So I have to move in, make sure my screenshot is as accurate as possible. It's blue, and then let's get yellow. That's yellow, cool. So now that I have screenshots of both of those, they should show up on the top here, hopefully. Yeah, so blue, and Eldridge is yellow. Well, great. So those colors don't exactly end evenly. Okay, you know what? I will add a really quickly. I'll just add a white rectangle right at the end to cut off any of the bad the endings. How do I bring you to the front? I want no stroke color at all. Yeah, okay. The rectangle is just not there, or what's up? Yeah, why does this have to? Position size maybe. Rendering. How do I bring you to the front? Bring to front. There we go. Then I will move you down a bit. Okay. Now I can move these. I can. Yeah, we can probably move these a little bit to the left. No. Okay, well, I'll take that. We can move this back. And now let's see what 100% looks like. Oh, I need to do the percents now. Okay. Yeah, this is going to take a few more minutes. Almost done. Let's see. So these percents are not right. These ones are right, which will freeze a column so I know whose percents they are. No, freeze a row. Then go down and over. Okay. So Songus got 43.1. Actually, just so then Donahue got 38.4. That seems suspiciously high. Yeah, because it's not actually what I'm looking for. It's the totals. There we are. Okay, totals. So this is the only row that I'm interested in. Songus got 35.5. That's right. Okay, 35.5. Donahue got 31. Nope, that's not it. You all, okay. Donahue got 31.2. Eldridge got 14.4. Is that right? That still seems suspicious. Oh, you did get, okay. Feingold got 12.5. And finally, Myceli got 5.9. Okay. So, let's see. The labels look pretty good. I don't think I have to adjust them at all. I'll expand you a little bit. Make sure that I am. So Chelmsford. Okay. Yeah, that looks. I think that's a good solid map. I want to add something maybe in the description here. Move a couple of things around. I think. What do I want to say? Because I might want to just add like map shows winners percent of vote or something. Or I could do something different. Actually, I could do a Lawrence. I could do like an. I don't. I kind of want to do an inset for Lawrence because they get covered up a little bit, but I think it's overall a good map. I don't think an inset is needed. So if I want to just okay, we can maybe add like a little thing on the bottom that just explains the labels. We can go here, center, cities, or towns, municipalities, I guess is the correct word here, with over 1,000 votes labeled. And then I can give it enough room, move it down, move it in until it looks good. There we go. That actually needs to be moved down a bit more. And then up, and down, up. All right. Well, I'm going to end the stream here. I might fiddle around with this a little bit more, but this is just about everything done. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, Miles and Jesse, for promoting the stream. And I'll see you in a couple days. Thanks for all the hearts.